Welcome to the Doki Doki Literature Club podcast, where we bring you a lighthearted and engaging conversation with your favorite Dokis Monika, Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki. Today, we'll dive into their unique personalities, discuss their individual character growth, and explore the impact of literature in their lives. We've got a fun-filled episode with poetry, playful banter, and amusing anecdotes from their time in the literature club. So let's jump right in. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure to talk about literature and, of course, spend time with these lovely ladies.
We're excited to be here and share our stories with everyone.
Indeed. It's a great opportunity to discuss our passion for literature and poetry.
Let's make this a fun episode, shall we?
Absolutely. Let's start with getting to know more about each of you. Monika, would you like to kick things off by telling us a bit about yourself and your experiences in the game?
Sure. I'm Monika, the president of the Literature Club. I love all forms of literature, but I have a soft spot for poetry. In the game, I try my best to keep things organized and make sure everyone feels welcome. Of course, things don't always go as planned, but that's part of the fun, right?
Oh, you're not kidding. Remember that time you accidentally scheduled a club meeting during a school-wide assembly? We had the whole room to ourselves.
Yes, that was quite an interesting day. We ended up having an impromptu poetry reading session by the window as the sun set.
Yeah. We were all so into it that we didn't even notice the assembly had ended.
That sounds like a memorable moment. Sayori, how about you? Can you share a bit about your personality and experiences in the game?
I'm Sayori, the vice president of the Literature Club and Monika's trusty sidekick. I'm generally a cheerful person, and I love making people happy. In the game, I often find myself in silly situations, but I always try to keep a positive attitude. One of my favorite memories is when we organized a surprise birthday party for Yuri, and I got to decorate the club room with colorful balloons and streamers.
That was truly a heartwarming surprise. I still have the handmade bookmark you all created for me.
Yeah, even though the surprise was almost ruined when Sayori tripped over the cake.
Oops, I guess I'm a bit of a klutz sometimes.
No worries, Sayori. It sounds like you all had a great time. Now, Yuri, can you tell us about your personality and experiences in the game?
Of course. I'm Yuri, the quietest member of the Literature Club. I have a deep appreciation for literature, especially darker and more complex works. In the game, I've had the chance to grow and learn more about myself through my interactions with my fellow club members. One of the most meaningful experiences for me was when we all worked together on a group poetry project, which allowed us to share our unique perspectives and styles.
I have to admit, that project was a lot of fun. It was interesting to see how our different writing styles meshed together.
That sounds like a fantastic collaboration. Finally, Natsuki, can you share a bit about your personality and experiences in the game?
Sure thing. I'm Natsuki, the feisty and outspoken member of the club. I have a love for manga and cute things, but I'm also passionate about poetry. In the game, I tend to butt heads with the others occasionally, but it's all in good fun. One of my favorite memories is when we had a poetry slam competition, and I performed a poem about baking cupcakes. It was hilarious watching everyone's reactions. Oh, that was a great day. We all had a blast, and your poem was definitely a highlight.
I must admit, it was unexpectedly captivating. You have a talent for combining humor and depth in your poetry, and keeping it concisely encapsulating.
Yeah, Natsuki, your cupcake poem made me so hungry that I went home and baked some myself.
It's great to see how you all bond over literature and enjoy each other's company. As we continue with the episode, we'll learn more about your shared love for poetry, as well as your individual writing processes. Stay tuned, and don't miss the Dokis talking about their favorite poems.
Uncover secrets and riddles in Doki Doki Literature Club, Escape Room Edition.
We must use our literary knowledge to solve these enigmatic puzzles.
I hope we can escape in time, or we'll be trapped in here forever.
Welcome back to the Doki Doki Literature Club podcast. Next, we're going to talk about the magic of poetry and how it's impacted the lives of our beloved Dokis. Let's start by having each of you share one of your favorite poems and why it resonates with you. Monika, would you like to start us off?
Sure. One of my favorite poems is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. I love the beautiful imagery and the sense of quiet contemplation it evokes. To me, it serves as a reminder to pause and appreciate the beauty of the world around us, even when it doesn't seem real sometimes.
That's a lovely choice, Monika. My favorite poem is A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. It's a playful poem that always brings a smile to my face. I think it's important to find joy and wonder in the little things to keep the rain clouds away.
Those are both wonderful choices. My favorite is The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. I appreciate the introspective nature of the poem and the exploration of self-doubt and longing. It's a powerful piece that never fails to captivate me.
Wow, Yuri, that's deep. Well, anyway, my favorite poem is This Is Just to Say by William Carlos Williams. It's short, sweet, and has a bit of humor. Plus, it's about food, so what's not to love?
Great choices, everyone. It's interesting to see how your individual preferences reflect your personalities. Now let's discuss your writing processes when it comes to poetry. Sayori, can you share how you approach writing a poem?
Of course. For me, writing a poem is all about capturing emotions. I usually start by thinking about a feeling I want to express or an experience that's inspired me. Then, I just let the words flow and try to create something that feels honest and heartfelt.
That's a lovely approach, Sayori. For me, writing poetry is a deeply introspective process. I often draw inspiration from my own thoughts and emotions, as well as the world around me. I enjoy using rich imagery and symbolism to create an immersive experience for the reader. As I mentally teleport myself into my poem, I capture my senses I encounter onto the page.
I guess my approach is a bit different. I like to play with language and form, so I often experiment with different styles and techniques. Sometimes I'll even challenge myself to write a poem with specific constraints, like a fixed number of syllables or a particular rhyme scheme.
It's fascinating to hear your different approaches. When I write poetry, I try to find a balance between form and content. I enjoy experimenting with various structures and styles, but I also want my poems to convey a clear message or emotion. It's a constant process of refining and revising until I feel that the poem truly captures the essence of what I want to express.
Thank you all for sharing your writing processes. It's wonderful to see how diverse and unique your approaches are, yet you all share a deep love for poetry. Before we head to commercial, how about a friendly challenge related to poetry?
Ooh, I have an idea. Let's each come up with a funny haiku on the spot.
I'm game, bring it on.
That sounds like an amusing challenge. I'll give it a try.
Count me in. This should be entertaining.
All right, I'll go first. Here's my haiku. Cupcakes in the sky, rainbow sprinkles falling down, sweet dreams take me high.
Not surprising you would go with cupcakes, Sayori. Okay, my turn. In a field of green, a cow munches on some grass. Oops, my sandwich, please.
That's quite amusing, Natsuki. Here's mine. A mysterious cat whispers secrets to the moon, wearing socks, of course.
Nice one, Yuri. Here's mine. Wind blows through my hair, a sudden gust, quite forceful. There goes my lunch date.
These are all so funny. I never knew we had such a talent for comedy.
Well, I guess we all have a hidden silly side, don't we?
It's been an enjoyable exercise, and it's always refreshing to step out of our comfort zones.
Absolutely. It just goes to show that poetry can be both deep and lighthearted.
Thank you all for sharing your hilarious haikus. Stay tuned, everyone, as we continue to discuss the role of literature in today's society and engage in a lively debate with our beloved Dokis.
Join the Literature Club in the most thrilling adventure yet, Doki Doki Space Rescue.
Our poems have never faced a challenge quite like this, in zero gravity.
We'll save the galaxy one stanza at a time.
Welcome back to the Doki Doki Literature Club podcast. In this segment, we'll dive into a lively debate about the role of literature in today's society. To kick things off, let's discuss how you think literature has evolved with the rise of technology and social media. Monika, would you like to start?
Sure, I think technology has made literature more accessible to a wider audience. With ebooks, online libraries, and platforms like social media, people can easily discover and share their favorite works. It's also opened up new avenues for self-expression, like online poetry communities and fan fiction.
I totally agree. Social media has made it so much easier to connect with others who share our interests. I've discovered so many new authors and poets through online recommendations. It's like having a worldwide book club.
While I agree with Sayori and appreciate the convenience of technology, I still believe there's something special about holding a physical book in your hands. The tactile experience of turning the pages, the smell of ink and paper. It's all part of the charm of literature.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Yuri. But don't forget about manga. Digital versions are great, but there's nothing like the feeling of holding a physical manga volume and admiring the art.
Great points, everyone. Now, how about we discuss the importance of literature in education? Do you think it's still relevant in today's fast-paced, tech-driven world?
Definitely. Literature teaches us empathy and helps us understand different perspectives. Plus, it's a fun way to learn about history and culture.
I concur. Literature is an essential part of education because it fosters critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence. It also allows us to explore complex topics and engage in meaningful conversations.
Yeah, and don't forget that literature comes in many forms. From novels and poetry to manga and graphic novels, there's something for everyone. We just need to be open-minded and give students the freedom to explore their interests.
I couldn't agree more. Literature is a gateway to learning about ourselves and the world around us. It helps develop important life skills, like problem-solving, communication, and self-awareness. By nurturing a love for literature, we can help foster a more empathetic and well-rounded society.
Well said, Dorcas. Before another commercial, let's do a quick lightning round where you each share a piece of literature, a book, poem, or anything else that you believe everyone should read at least once. Monika, you're up first.
I'd recommend To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's a timeless classic that tackles important themes like racism and injustice, and it's a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy and understanding.
I'd choose The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's a beautiful story about love, friendship, and the value of seeing the world through a child's eyes.
My recommendation would be Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. It's a profound exploration of the human psyche and the complexities of morality.
I'd suggest everyone give the manga A Silent Voice by Yoshitoki Oima a chance. It's a moving story about bullying, redemption, and the power of forgiveness.
Thank you for sharing your answers. When we come back after the commercials for our final segment, we'll ask the Dokis about the Literature Club and what they've learned. Stay tuned.
This summer, the club is going extreme with Doki Doki Literature Club, Monster Truck Mayhem.
I never thought I'd find poetry in the roar of a monster truck.
Eat my dust, losers. This race is mine.
In our final segment, we'll explore the personal growth of the Dokas, how literature has played a part in their lives, and what they've learned from their time in the Literature Club. Let's start with Monika. Can you share how literature has impacted your personal growth?
Absolutely. Literature has been a powerful force in my life, helping me better understand myself and the world around me. Being a part of the Literature Club has taught me the value of open-mindedness, self-expression, and listening to the perspectives of others. It's also made me a more empathetic and compassionate person.
For me, literature has been a source of comfort and inspiration. Through the Literature Club, I've learned to be more honest with myself and express my emotions through poetry. It's been a healing experience, and I've made some amazing friends along the way.
Literature has always been an essential part of my life. The Literature Club has not only expanded my understanding of different genres and styles, but also helped me build my confidence and social skills. I've learned to appreciate the power of words and the importance of sharing my thoughts and feelings with others.
Being in the Literature Club has shown me that there's more to literature than just manga. I've learned to appreciate other forms of writing and have discovered that poetry can be an incredibly powerful medium for self-expression. It's also helped me bond with my fellow club members and develop deeper friendships. It's a very safe place.
It's wonderful to hear how literature has played such a significant role in your personal growth and the connections you've made. As we wrap up this episode, how about we end on a fun note? Let's have each of you share one interesting or amusing fact about yourselves that our listeners might not know. Sayori, would you like to start?
Sure. Here's a fun fact. I can tie a cherry stem into a knot with my tongue.
That's impressive, Sayori. Okay, here's mine. I secretly love watching cheesy romantic comedies. Don't judge me.
That's quite cute, Natsuki. My fun fact is that I have an extensive collection of vintage fountain pens.
Don't call me cute.
Those are all fascinating. Here's my fun fact. I can play the piano and have composed a few original pieces.
What do you envision for the future of the Literature Club, and what personal goals do you have? Let's start with you, Monika.
I hope the Literature Club continues to grow and provide a safe space for people to express themselves and explore the world of literature. Personally, I'd like to keep developing my writing skills and Maybe even publish a collection of poetry someday. I really just want to see the world.
Yeah, I agree with Monika. I hope the club continues to be a place where people can connect and share their love for literature. As for me, I'd love to travel and experience new cultures and maybe write a book about my adventures. But then I'd have to wake up early, so maybe just try lots of new foods.
I share the same hopes for the club's future. It's been an incredible experience, and I hope more people will discover the joy of literature through our club. As for my personal goals, I'd like to continue studying literature and perhaps teach it one day, sharing my passion with others.
I hope the club keeps encouraging people to explore all forms of literature, including manga. My personal dream is to become a manga artist and create stories that resonate with people's hearts.
It's inspiring to hear about your dreams and aspirations. As we conclude this episode, do you have any final thoughts or messages you'd like to share with our listeners?
We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and supporting the Doki Doki Literature Club. We hope our stories and experiences have inspired you to explore the world of literature and find your own unique voice.
Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and feelings through writing. You never know who you might touch with your words.
And remember, literature is a window into the human soul. Embrace it and let it guide you on a journey of self-discovery and growth.
Yeah, and don't forget to have fun with it. Literature is an adventure, so enjoy the ride.
Thank you, Monika, Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki, for joining us today and sharing your insights, laughter, and love for literature. To our listeners, we hope you enjoyed this conversation with the Dokis from the Doki Doki Literature Club video game. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes and happy reading.